And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to HVAC R&D with Rhydon and Dennis.
What's
This
up,
week,
everybody?
we're going to talk about some of the... Oops, sorry. Cut D off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Uh, this week, we're going to talk a little bit about the types of travel we have to do. At different times doing this job, it's sometimes a little bit more than people realize. And also, just kind of some of the shenanigans that come along with travel and everything you run into in life, and a few other quick updates about our world and HVAC. So let's get to it.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to HVAC R&D. As Ryan mentioned before, we're going to cover quite a few things in this episode. As always, a little bit of HVAC, a lot of other stuff. There's no telling what we're going to get into. We try to stay on topic, but sometimes it just kind of runs off course. Ryan does make us a few notes here. We always have notes in front of us. I figure I want to throw this out here. I'm looking at the notes here. It says fat guy on a ropes course. So I don't know. You might want to stay tuned for the end of this show. We'll get to that at the end. But first thing I want to get into, like you said, I guess, we can kind of go over travel. Some of the stuff we get into on the distributor side. What do you got going on so far as far as traveling goes?
Right now, it's mostly just on the road each day.
I mean, are you back in calling on customers again?
Yeah. I've been back really kind of more with customers the last, I would say, almost month or so. I'd say now, and I've gotten to where I've been doing this just long enough. I've got customers that buy out of multiple different branches, so there's times where I've got to go to other markets for a day and then drive back. I know you
Right.
deal with some of the same stuff when you have to go on tech
Oh yeah.
calls and other things, so it's just now that we're kind of getting back in that groove of it, it's almost like you forgot that we drove as much as we did when we had to kind of stop doing it for a while.
Now, I live in South Carolina. So, I mean, once it got hot, it felt like South Carolina was just wide open, COVID wise, like nothing happened. Um, so far as you calling on customers with the mask and everything, is it a little different? I mean, are they sketchy about letting you in, or I mean, have you noticed anything different?
I've not ran into people sketchy about letting in unless it is a cold call. Like if I let someone know that I'm going to come and see them, I make sure it's okay, have a scheduled appointment, not a problem. But
Right.
it's really hard to go out and just knock on new doors right now. Um, it's just a lot different.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows where anybody goes. I mean,
Nope.
um, I got some buddies that are, once everything opened up, they're back in the bars and just, of course, South Carolina bars close at 11, which, thank God. I guess you can't catch COVID after 11. I'm not sure what's up with that, but
Or
everything's
maybe you
shut down at
only catch
11.
it after 11, so they will make sure you don't
Yeah,
catch it there.
that's good. Um, so yeah, we, of course, in this industry on the distribution side, we do have inventory. I know some guys have been coming in and seeing us work on that. Of course, obviously, some of this is new to me. This is second year for me doing inventory, but um, everything in the store has got to be counted, which sounds easy to say, but of course, Rhydon, you could probably help touch on that a little more.
I think
It's kind of
trying
crazy.
to think how many. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think how many inventories I've done in this industry now.
Yeah, I mean everything's got to be counted, and every collar,
I've done at
every
least
three
I've done
quarter
at least
PVC.
25, I think. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
geez.
and the headache is depending on the distributor you work for, determines kind of how inventory is ran. It also at times determines, how long it takes to get inventory done.
Right.
Um, the company I worked at before, the entire company, or at least your entire division of your company, all did inventory at the exact same time. And
Same
if you
day.
were in one of the, yeah, same day, same everything,
Oh, wow.
it would start. You technically would start inventory at 5 o'clock on a Friday evening after the day was over. You'd be
Mm.
lucky if you're in a big branch. You would be lucky to be done with first counts by 11.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and
Yeah, I kind
then
of like the way we
oh,
do it.
and then they do first counts, and then they'd run a variance. We would do second counts. We'd be done at about second counts by probably like 2 a.m. Most everybody would go home. We'd be back at 8 the next morning, and we'd finish halfway through the Saturday.
Mm.
Like, it was a long headache process.
Yeah, I mean,
And if
Friday
you,
we did it in the branch, and I mean, if you can imagine counting 300 three-quarter PVC elbows, like, and then if you missed one, it's a variance, and then the next guy, somebody else got to count them.
yep. And
It's
then,
just,
and it's like, oops. I know there was one item I had to recount. It was like 658 6-inch saddle collars with dampers. I was like, oh my God.
well, then you'd recount it yourself and get a different number.
Yep.
Like, I did that a few times. Um, not enough Red Bull or something. I mean,
No.
it was. So yeah, we're done with all the branches there on that. So that's good. Um, what about business as far as Q3 so far? I mean, I know the
It's,
weather's kind of. It's funny.
it's,
We
it's
got some
been weird.
equipment now.
Yeah, we got equipment. We got plenty of equipment now after 2 months of everybody struggling to get it when we needed it, and now that we've got it, it's 55 in the morning and 75 80 in the afternoon and 60 at night, and everybody's loving it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's no HVAC running at your
yeah,
house.
we have no. It's really not that busy. You'll have a day that's really really good, but then you'll have 3 or 4 after it. You're just wondering what you're going to do. It's really touch and go. Um, if sometimes you get lucky, you'll have a really really busy Monday because maybe there was a cold snap on Saturday and Sunday, but after that it dies.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I was in
it'll
Hickory
tank.
last week doing some training. I'm still going around doing my training. I'm actually in the hotel right now in Raleigh. Um, got Tuesday,
Showing true
Thursday here.
dedication, true
That's right.
dedication to all of our loyal HVAC R&D listeners. Thanks everybody.
Podcasting in the hotel. Yeah, so I'm coming through the lobby with this condenser mic and this other hardware and cords, and I thought, well, I'll just come through here and go on the elevator. I knew somebody would say something. So I get on the elevator with this guy. It's got like hair down to the center of his back. I'm just standing there with my condenser mic and cords and crap. He's like, "You gonna jam out tonight? Make some music?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh,
Making
I
some
am holding the
tunes,
microphone,
bruh.
making some tunes." I'm like, nah, podcasting. He's like, oh, right on, man. Right on. I'm
Right.
like, all right. Of course, we get off on the same floor. I'm like, Jesus. It's all good, though. But,
Did you know you had
yeah,
adjoining
so,
rooms? I didn't.
no,
Knock knock.
it is one of those rooms, though.
Oh gee.
So, yeah, no, in Hickory last week, I did notice, because I'm doing the training at the branches, that
Hmm.
I didn't hear the phone ring hardly at all. Like, it's slow right now, for sure. I know in the field, everybody's. I just remember I couldn't wait for that break to take a breather,
Yep.
but it's so weird. It's like if you're trying to grow a company, how much different you think of that.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, we don't have enough advertising. Oh, we got to get some billboards. Oh, we got to wrap the vans.
Yeah.
But when the weather is like it is, it doesn't matter what you have. That's not the time. I think we've talked about this before. Like that's not the
Yeah.
time to build a business.
And it's funny you bring that up because I'm right. I'm right in the last week of turning in all the co-op stuff I've gotten with guys this last year, because our co-op years run a little bit different than our true calendar year,
Right.
um, and they run that way because we have to get our books done with co-op for the year. Then the manufacturer has to have their books done with co-op for the year, but everything for them has to be done by the beginning of December because that's when they start closing their books for the next tax season.
Oh, okay.
So it's all kind of on a timed out pattern. The headache is a lot of times it's harder to do a lot of co-op early in the year because guys haven't purchased and earned it as much. So sometimes they'll try to save it till right at this period of time, and then it just creates such a logjam of trying to get stuff approved and done on time that it makes it just a lot more of a hassle on everybody. And
Right.
that's not me saying it's a hassle to get their stuff taken care of. It's just sometimes I think we all need to be a bit better about planning. But the thing is, they get busy, we get busy, and then we both just don't think about it. The problem
Oh
is,
yeah. I mean,
we should have
you
been
get
thinking
busy.
about it. We shouldn't be doing it now. We should have already had it in place.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even on the distribution side, when it gets busy in the summer, like a lot of stuff goes out the window, just like it did when I was in the field. Like we'll get to that when we slow down.
Yeah,
But
and you try to, when I book meetings with people in the summer, if when I can get them, I try to get them to agree to a structured topic as best as I can, because I don't want them to feel like I'm just coming in to waste an hour of their time, because right now none of us have an hour to waste.
right.
Um, so I try really really hard to get guys to stay on a topic with me, but even then it goes out the window by 8:30 if you're there early, or by lunch if you're there in mid morning. It's nuts.
So any stories from old Zach this week at the branch? I know I hadn't been at the branch in a while.
I really have not been there much. Last week I was on the road Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably the majority of those 4 days, because I knew I had to be at inventory all day Friday. So I wanted to be ready for that, and I also had to make sure orders and everything were done as much before Wednesday, really, so that we could get stuff in for Thursday as well as Friday, because I didn't want to be running deliveries that morning when we're trying to do inventory. Um,
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna have to get back in there and get some pranks going with Zach.
now,
He's due.
now Travis recorded Roper trying to old Red trying to get or recorded old Red trying to catch me or off guard. I'm trying to think if it was Thursday morning. Yeah, it was Thursday morning. Um, and Travis has the video the whole way. He hasn't let me watch it all. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about when he did that, but you know, you can
God,
see
Richie's
him
good
come
at
around the
scaring
corner.
people.
You see him come around the corner and sneak all the way up behind me, and he grabs me and yells, but I barely even reacted. And then there's two different times Zach's tried to get me, like he threw a was it inventory morning? No, it was the day before inventory when he chucked that firecracker at my feet from behind me, and I didn't even flinch. Like it was nothing. I just continued
Just
the
focused.
conversation I was in the middle of. And he was like, shit.
So last Friday, I'm out at my car. I got the, the back open, and I'm digging
Oh,
through
yeah.
the books,
Forgot he showed me
trying to
that.
get ready for training. So I'm packing the car, and I'm just like zoned out. I'm in the zone. I'm counting something, and Zach starts videoing himself walking up to my back of the car, and I have no idea. I cannot even see him coming, and he just screams at me, "Hey!" And I turn, my eyes get really big, and I just lock up. Like I don't say anything. And he videoed the whole thing. So now when I call him, it's that face. I'm like straight deer in the headlight. He's got it saved as my.
You've got the deer in the headlights one. And then
Oh, it's bad.
I've got, he's got me when I was getting in the tanning bed the other day.
Oh God. You tanning bed's not gonna work for you.
Dude,
You're like
we
you're just
went,
gonna get red and peel. Like it's just
I don't know. Well, we went, it was customer appreciation weekend where at this little tanning place that Kristen goes to sometimes. Um, and she, when the pool's closed, like she likes to go lay a couple days a week just because it's something she
yeah.
likes to do. But their customer appreciation weekend, they'll do like 6 month packages for 50% off.
Yep.
So we just went in and bought hers for the next 6 months for half price. But it was also they'd let you tan for free that day, just trying to get new people to try it out. And I was like, Kristen's like, you should do it, and said, all right, fine, why not? I was like, how much more awkward can I feel right now?
I'm trying to think of where we went when you got just torched. Like, yeah, I mean you don't have the skin for it. I mean, you got like redhead
Oh
skin.
yeah, I I get it. I'm trying to count, where was it?
Oh, it might have been on the cruise.
No, Kristen's the one that got torched on the cruise.
Oh yeah.
Whew, she was bad.
Yeah, I'm out on getting sunburn. And the tanning bed, like I've gotten tanning bed a few times,
Hmm.
and I fall asleep, and when those things shut down, it's just like I feel like I just died. Like it's just like, and I'm in this like 30-second like hard coma.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's relaxing, but
Oh, it was. I think I only laid in it for like 4 minutes,
I mean, the whole idea you crawling up
which,
in that thing and shutting the door and just it's just weird. But
yeah,
the old casket.
yeah,
So, what do you think about COVID and HVAC moving forward? I mean, I it like I said, I don't think we slowed down much, but I don't think guys are really having an issue with it. Um, this training that I'm doing, I kind of like it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
4 guys at a time, same company. The questions that I get, like guys are looking at me asking questions. Um, they would never ask in class if we had a hotel
yeah,
room. Never.
yeah. We talked about that on our last episode too. Um,
Yeah, I'm
just
getting a
because
lot of
guys are,
feedback.
yeah,
The so Hickory was last week, and had some pretty large companies up there, some newer companies, and they were all young dudes, 20 something years old.
yeah,
But they all went to school, and they're like, man, this, we learned more today than we have in 5, 6 years. I mean, and I'm just doing a 2 hour class, but seeing, having a running system and seeing how it reacts. I got the gauges up on the screen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, but seeing how it reacts, and my next class after them was a 60-year-old guy that he's like, what's subcool and what's superheat? Like, nobody's ever really just broke it down to him. He's just kind of tried to figure it out on his own. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a different way of looking at it, I guess. But
No, and that's true. And I find that every different person learns different. I mean, it's just kind of
I hate to
figuring
say
out what it
dumbing it
is.
down. I hate using that term, dumbing it down, but I would always tell somebody to dumb it down for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and the other thing too is, we talked about people, being more comfortable and asking questions that they didn't ask before. I mean, think about this guy. He's 60, and he said no one's ever broken it down for him that way, but it's because he never asked that question, because for the last 30 years he might have felt embarrassed to ask that question in front of guys that he thought may know it, and he would look dumb.
right.
So I think, no matter what the age group, I think, what you're doing with training and the direction you're taking it overall, I think is going to be a huge difference for us. And I do know, actually, speaking of that, we had a conference call this week, and part of our manufacturers like elite dealer program going forward, they're adding in um, some free interactive online training stuff, which looks really cool.
Right.
So I'll be interested when you and I can
Through the
take a
manufacturer?
look at some of
Or,
that. Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like training's coming back around. Like, um, I know a lot of distributors offer training, but as we've talked about before, it's not good training. Like, these
It's
people get
not.
into this
It's
industry
really
because
not.
they're hands on and
Yep.
they're mechanical minded. So, um, I don't know. It's just got to be different. Um, and I think if you're a distributor that starts really pushing that and offering it, because with me training at a branch, you know, give me a couple days ahead of time, I can get something set up, and we can spend 4 hours on an inverter system. Like, I mean, I'm doing that in November, and this company is stoked. Like, they're like, man, I'm going to send my four techs over there. It's going to be you and four techs, and you're going to learn about an inverter system. Um, but that's taxing, it's a lot on me because it's 5 branches and everybody wants to get that
Yep.
one-on-one time. So it's
Yep.
easy to say, let's just offer this and this and this. Um, and I know our boss, he's trying to protect me from that because I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just go here and I'll just go there and I'll just
It's
go over
almost
here
like you
next.
could do. It's almost like you have to say, okay, 2 times a month I'll do a special class, or 1 time a month I'll do a special class. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I really got to try to,
You know,
yeah,
or you'll do, just a special class for a day. Maybe you've got two companies that want a specific thing. Like maybe you've got two groups of guys that need mini split training. So maybe you'll do that for a day. You know, 3 Fridays from now or something. I don't know.
well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it gets a little, the problem is I want to do it, but then next thing you know, I don't. If I'm training for 4 hours, that's 4 hours that I cannot answer my phone.
Yep.
Like, literally, like, and that's one thing I hate is if I can't answer my phone, somebody's got a tech problem, like, I want to help them out. Um,
It's it's the same thing for me too. When I'm at the branch with my door shut on a conference call for an hour and a half, I can't pick up the phone in the middle of that most of the time.
No.
Especially if you're in one where you have to have, COVID days. You have to have a proof that you're sitting there listening to this because they got a camera that's looking at you the whole time. Um, it's just that, or you're in meetings. You're not going to pick up the phone when you're in meetings either. Or if you
Nope.
travel, I know what it's like to travel as a salesperson, whether it be on personal vacation or on something for your company. You might be sitting in a conference room in a 4-hour training event. You're not answering that phone in a lot of cases. You got to
So
stay.
I know when I call you, I get the old text back, the automatic.
I
Is
know,
that
and
automatic?
it it is and isn't, because if it's ringing, I can either hit answer, ignore, or I can swipe up to send message. And there's like 4 or 5 canned ones. You can pick one of them, or you
Right.
can hit create message. The headache is I can't text fast enough to get the text done before the person's done trying to call me, and when that happens, it erases the whole thing.
Right.
And I can
Yeah.
not for the life of me figure out how to change the canned ones to be a bit less blunt.
Well, yours and the factory guy that I call all the time, his is the same. In a
The thing
meeting,
is,
call you back or whatever it says.
I there's only
Which
one or
I don't
two
I
customers
know
that
what it
I'll even
is. I mean,
answer the text anymore, because guys a lot of times would think I was being rude back to them when I was just saying, "Hey, I'll call you right back."
right.
It's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm acknowledging that I will call you, but then they're like, "Well, if you can acknowledge me, you can answer me." But that's not always the case. If I'm sitting in front of somebody that I'm talking to, I'm not going to pick up in the middle of that conversation, but I am going to let you know that I care about the fact that you're trying to have one with me. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right way to do that. I really don't know.
So, of course I'm traveling, right? I'm in Raleigh tonight. Um I hate going out to the I hate going out to the bar on a Monday. Of course, you always look like the out of towner.
Yep.
Try to get something to eat, a couple beers. Um, so of course, I was texting with you, and I don't have it in front of me, but we started getting into. I thought it was a decent little topic. If anybody's got those buddies that do the talk to text and
Oh
without
gosh.
the edit, so our boss will talk to text like a whole email, will not proofread any of it to like 15 people. Like it's a straight email.
And then, but none of us call
We
him out about it because we're afraid we're going to get yelled at.
Well, and yeah, but I read it and it's like reading something legal. Like I have to
I
read it
know.
9 times and I still don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I text you and I go, "Did you understand that email?" And you're like, "I don't know. I'm still trying to decipher what it
Still
is.
working on it. Give me a minute.
I'm still working." Nobody responds because nobody knows what the hell he's
I
saying.
didn't get a cipher with this message.
So tonight I'm in a place called Bahama Breeze. It's connected to the hotel. It's straight island food, and but they got a beer and they got some food, so it's close. Um, I'm trying to find where I text you, and I did talk to text for some reason. I don't know. I guess I didn't feel like typing it, but um, God, where did it go? It did not come out well, and I just hit send. Oh, I said, let's see. I said I'm at the back corner. I was trying to tell you that I was at the back corner of the bar
Yep.
and there was 6 people in there, and I was by myself. It was awkward, but it came out. I'm in the back corner at a 6-person hot tub by myself. It's awkward. You're like, what?
And I was
You're in
like,
a hot
wait,
tub at
hot
the
tub?
restaurant? It was supposed to say high top, like high top table. Oh man. I looked down and was like, hot tub. Oh God, it says hot tub.
The best thing is I was like, good job, boss's name. Or
Yeah.
insert boss's name here.
Insert. Yep. Of
After we
course, everybody
just
else in the group's
after we
like,
just ratted him out.
yeah, man, hot tub at the bar. That's a sweet idea. Why don't we
Yeah.
do that? Uh, yeah, that was a terrible talk to text. 6-person hot tub by myself at the restaurant.
What restaurant is that again?
I know. Well, Bahama Breeze, and it fit just perfect.
No, you said you you were the only guy drinking a beer. You didn't have a pineapple cup.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in there had a real pineapple with a straw in it. I'm like, it's Monday, guys. Like,
They're living
I
it
mean, I
up.
thought it felt like I was on vacation in there.
Nah,
A little
that's the
island
vibe.
music going. Yeah, it was the closest place. The whole you walk in, I should have a shirt on that says I'm from out of town. I mean, just go ahead and sit at the bar by myself with the rest of the guys that are out of town.
That are also out of town, sitting at the bar
That's
by
right.
themselves.
So every once in a while, I'll sit at the bar, and of course, it's like, "What do you do, man?" I'm in HVAC. Oh, okay. And I'll meet people that are in the same industry or maybe going to school for it, like out in Fayetteville, Vietnam out there.
Yep.
There'll be some 20-year-olds at the bar, like in school. I've met a couple that were in school for HVAC, and we started talking. And it's pretty cool. But
I think the
25 years
funniest,
later,
yeah, I think the funniest, let's see, HVAC related bar conversation randomly I was meeting, trying to think. I think it was actually the first time I interviewed before I came to work here. I was sitting at a bar at Olive Garden, packed, couldn't get anywhere to sit. So I'm sitting at the bar and I talked to this guy for maybe an hour and a half. Um, he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm interviewing in sales. What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm in sales." Yada yada yada, so on and so forth. We talked for
always
like
in
2 hours.
sales.
We never bring up heating and air at all. Um, until he asked like what company I was going to work for and what they did at the end of it. Um, and then he gets up to leave and he uh, slides his business card towards me and walks off and leaves. And he was like a middle management or upper management sales director for a large manufacturer in the commercial division of heating and air.
Oh wow, sweet. I can. Is Riker snoring? I hear him. I
Yep.
thought I heard him.
Yep, he is.
We can say Riker's name on here.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I can. Every once in a while, I hear Ryan's dog snoring in the background.
Yeah,
He's
he's
crushing
bad.
it.
You should have heard him. Too bad we didn't have him on here 2 weeks ago. You'd have heard both of them. They both had little head colds and allergies. It was awful. I've never heard them just not be able to breathe at all. It was so bad. Little Caden, the little other one, was running around with little snot bubbles coming out of his nose. He had such a
Oh,
bad.
nice.
It was terrible. I've had. I think yesterday was the last day of their medicine. Nice $300 vet bill. That was fun.
Yep. That's why I got a turtle. Turtles are cheap.
Yeah.
That
Well,
turtle's going to
whatever
outlive
happened?
everybody.
Probably only because you dance with him.
That's right.
Um,
Whatever happened to what?
I was gonna say, whatever happened to Zildjian, the
Zildjian.
rats?
Oh, the rat. Yeah, those didn't work out. Yeah,
Like
so my
whatever
wife was
happened? Like,
looking up. She was looking up like fancy rats, right? I mean, they were pretty cool. I mean, it was a freaking rat though. We had two of them. You can't have one. Apparently, they get depressed. I mean, I'm like, really? Um, no, they were. It was so hard to keep the cage clean, and guess who didn't want to keep it clean? The kids. So
kids, of course.
just like yeah, we get a pet. The kids want a pet. We're like, we'll get these rats, and I mean, they were super smart, man. They'd come out, and you could train them and stuff, and then you had to keep the cage clean, and the kids are nowhere to be found. And here's me and Tracy down there cleaning the freaking cage, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I don't want to keep up with these things. I just want to come down here and look at them and be like, that's cool, and then leave. The kids, yeah. So you had like a 1 year contract with the place we bought them from, so they took them back.
Hmm. Oh,
So
that's
because I
interesting.
guess that happens a lot. Everybody's like, "Ooh, these are a lot to take care of."
Yeah, it makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, I mean, it's not really like a gerbil. I mean, it kind of is, but we had like their linen we had to change. I mean, it was like God.
Yeah, that's too
So
much.
we got Mr. Turtle now. We got the turtle, and he's just chilling in there. You just
He
throw him
loves
some food
life.
every once in a while. Yeah, he'll live to be like 150.
Yeah.
So tomorrow got Raleigh training, still doing heat pump startup, same class. But so far, like two people out of three branches wants to start the system up with the airflow first and then the outdoor. So everybody just wants to run to the outside and start charging it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Raleigh does. Um,
Now, have you got any guys coming in Raleigh that you've already been on a job site with that know that's how you do your stuff?
yeah, so remember I had to do the
Yeah.
job,
You're gonna
the
rule them out. Like, your answer doesn't count in this one.
yeah, I know, right? You don't get a coffee cup,
Hmm.
um, or whatever I got, a keychain. Yeah, my participation awards are getting pretty struggle. Um, I'm running
You're
out of
running
good
out.
stuff. You get a thermostat screwdriver. They're like,
And the
well,
little
I've got
built-in level
25
may or
Nest
may not have
screwdrivers already.
liquid left in it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm doing. I think the first two time slots are four people, and they're all install people.
Nice.
So that'd be good. But yeah. So the guy I had last week in Hickory that was in his 60s, man. He really he had a ball, man. He answered or he asked a lot of questions, and we got to it, and he's I always tell everybody there's a lot of myths in this industry, and we all just kind
Yeah.
of go down that road thinking that's just the way it is, and I'm like out to prove all those wrong. That's like because I learned the same way. Um,
Yeah.
but it's crazy how we're like that. And when you get on this side and you're in your training, and 20 people say the same thing, and it's all wrong, it just shows you that everybody's just learning. That's just the way it is. It's like I'm like, all right, we're getting ready to start this heat pump up. Where do we start first? And they're like, outside. I'm like, why are we going to
Yep.
start out there? Well, we got to get the charge right. I'm like, well, airflow is based, the charging chart and everything is based on a certain CFM. So
Yep.
we got to start inside. And that's, of course, I got I got my cardboard stuffed up in there, so we turned the system on. It's struggling.
Yep.
Of course, the manometer, been selling quite a few of those. Um, Nobody knows what it is. Not sure what to do with it. But yeah, it's cool. I like doing the class. I mean, it's almost like it almost covers everything. Um,
Yeah, I guess it kind of does in a way, because you get
the
a
first
little
half
piece of
is
everything.
the first half is kind of like sales. I mean, you're walking up to the house. We're about to do a change out, and what are we looking for? How
Yeah.
are we sizing it? Are we just because I remember in Atlanta, man, I would pull up and it'd be like four other vans in front of me giving the quote, and I was fourth in line. Like that happened on a daily basis.
And see, I never, I mean,
That's crazy walking into that.
yeah, I
Like,
never, I obviously never ran into anything like that going on a sales call in the mountains.
right. Y'all were, yeah, right. Y'all
They
were
they
everywhere.
might have three different bids, but they might have one guy a day, and they call you on Friday.
Right.
Um,
Oh, you go
yeah, I
in and
never.
everybody's folders on the kitchen table, and you're the next guy, like on the chopping block. And a lot of these contractors go, "Yeah, I mean, I get it. We need to change the ductwork because this new system that we're putting in is not like the old system, and that's where we're having trouble."
Yep.
Um, as I do these classes, I've been trying to tell these guys that the equipment has changed for the better. The problem is our installers have changed
Yep.
as a whole. Like our installers now are not the same knowledgeable installers we had in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean,
No, they're not.
it's a whole different breed. Um,
Yep.
and
And
I
most
mean,
of
I'm
them,
part of that group. I mean, that's just,
I was too.
but of course, your dad, you know what I mean?
I mean, I had a little bit different because I was getting put through the ringer by one of those guys from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Um,
Yeah, but he's having to learn this stuff
yep,
too.
but
Like,
that's the difference. I think his, at least in a lot of cases, he still has that original solid basis for how to design ductwork background, where most guys don't.
well, braised with nitrogen, just a general best practice
Yep,
HVAC.
yep,
Um, that's where we're missing it now. Is it's like I sent you over there to trim out a house and put a system in. It shouldn't take you 2 hours. Where are you at? What are you doing? It's like, well, it not only should it take him 2 hours, it should take him almost a whole day.
yeah,
But yet you're on his ass because he's been over there for an hour. He's supposed to just solder it up, pull it back, and leave. You know, and that's what I'm seeing in these classes. They're like, yeah, we'll just go out there and get the charge right. And I'm like, well, how do we know the charge is right? What kind of airflow we got? And of course, that's what gets them. I got that cardboard in the return. They don't know what's in there. And I'm like, so if we'd have went to the outside and got the subcool right, what do you think would have happened? And they're just
yeah,
like, it's overcharged. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Because the return's crushed up there and you didn't know it. Um,
yep,
so what's funny is when they leave, because I've got some manual dampers on that system, and we can watch the subcool and superheat as I change them in the airflow. When they leave after 2 hours, like they don't even want to touch a system. they're they're like they're scared to touch it because they see how small, they see how little how quick it changes with such a little.
yeah.
You can turn the damper like a quarter inch, and the static goes up a ton. I mean, it's just
Hmm.
crazy. So
Now, have you sold any of those toolkits for those probes and everything you were showing your wireless stuff? I know I've quoted
Yeah,
them 3 or 4 times, but no one's bought one yet.
yeah. I mean, you know the deal. It's hard to beat. I mean, people are probably buying them. I mean, I've had some bosses that have sat in on these classes where they sat in with their techs, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Man, my startup guys could use these." So what we're talking about is the field piece wireless probes, the job link kit. So you connect everything. There's no hoses. All the information comes on your phone. So wet bulb, dry bulb, pressures. Um, was that your wife?
No, my freaking phone going off because I opened something that my mother-in-law tagged me in just
Oh,
because I was curious, and then this thing starts talking.
the old mother-in-law tag.
Well, when it's your wife's birthday, you got to look at those because Lord knows if you got thrown under the bus or what just happened.
So yeah, no, the job link stuff is cool because you can send you could forward the whole setup right to somebody. You could text it, email, shows what the system's doing right then, the capacity and everything. Um, oh yeah, everybody likes it.
Now,
I
is that
cast
what
it up
you
on the
have?
screen.
Is that what you have cast on the TV? Because I was curious how you were doing that because I never actually got to watch you set that part up. So I wasn't sure
So
if the
I got
if the tool directly linked to the TV or does it go to your phone to the
no,
TV
it's
or.
on my phone, and then I borrowed Zach's Apple TV, so I'm just mirroring my
Oh,
phone up to the
gotcha.
screen. That way, we don't have to all stand around my little phone and catch COVID.
Oh, you
Um,
trendy Apple people.
oh yeah, Apple. You got to go Apple, man. All
I
right, so
have my
as
almost
promised,
iPhone.
almost iPhone. Yeah, the iPad. Yep, Rhydon has the old Android, and everybody else has an iPhone. So all his pictures suck that we get. We send him video. It's terrible. He sends us
That's
some.
I had a
It looks like Atari. It looks like
that was me
Nintendo
with
coming
my
through.
yeah that was me with my contractor this morning. The guy sends me a video. Um, it's
Oh yeah.
grainy as can be. I can't understand what's going on, and I call him. I said, "Did you send it from my iPhone?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "That's probably the problem. I've got an Android. Everything on here sucks." I
Yeah,
said,
you would
"You're gonna
think
have to
they
send
would
that
be
one straight to Dennis."
compatible. Oh,
You
he
would
sent it to
think
me.
at
It
this
was
point,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
You're
it's
like, "Oh
not
yeah,
though.
it's making a
It's
bit of a clicking noise." I was like, "Okay,
yeah, yours was just yeah, yours looked
not a
like
prayer."
Pac-Man. It
So
was just
bad.
square. So as promised, I think we're gonna I don't know what we're gonna title this show, but I want to title it "Fat Guy on a Ropes Course." But
Oh, you can. Oh,
so
it was
what's
so
all right?
bad.
So run us through that. So
So, like I told you earlier, this entire experience of my day starts with you. Um, because last year Corey was selling those coupon books for the band,
oh geez, yep.
and I bought one, and it rode around in the car with me the rest of the fall, and ended up in the house around Christmas.
Yeah, it's everybody's
You know,
coupon books do.
you know, it,
Yeah,
just like everyone else's does. It sat around forever. And then, obviously in March, well, it kept sitting around starting in March because nobody could go anywhere anyway.
right.
And Chris was trying to find something in my room the other night, and she found she found that, and she was like, "What the hell? How did you know?" It's like you out there spending money and not even telling me we've got this. I was like, "Oh shit!
That book was like 80 pages too.
Oh
It
dude,
was
there's so much
crazy.
stuff in it."
I
Um,
know.
anyway, the other thing too is a lot of it is in South Carolina, or at least when I was first looking through it, I thought the majority of it was in South Carolina, and that's For some
Right.
things that's not bad, but a lot of times if we were going to be going down there to do stuff, it's almost an hour drive to get to some of those things, or it's hour and a half round trip, and that's not always you don't always want to
Right.
be doing that every single day of the week. So there's a lot of things we didn't think, or I didn't know if we even use or not, that was down that way. But anyway, she wanted to go. Today was her 29th birthday. Uh,
Nice.
she wanted to go do something just outside and goof off, have some fun, laugh a little bit. So we went to Mr. Putty's.
Mr. Putties.
Mr. Putty's, and it was buy one get one rounds of mini golf. So we played a round of mini golf, and then she wanted to do the ropes course and the zip line because she's one of
Mm.
those adventurous types. Uh, she likes doing rock climbing and all that stuff.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I'll do the zip line. You know, once then we realized that you have to do the whole ropes course to do the zip line.
Yep. I was gonna
But I was like,
say.
yeah, sure, why not? I'll play it. She's having a good day. It's her birthday. If anything, she'll get a good laugh out of it, and I'll get irritated as hell. But then I'll try to laugh about it later.
It's a pretty
So
decent
anyway,
rope course.
oh, you look at it, it doesn't look like it's that bad. Then you start realizing that you're not 25, you're 34, and you don't weigh 155, you weigh 255. Uh, and then, and then they've got this high school kid that's, you know, 6'4" and 300 is the one that's putting you in this harness.
Oh yeah, they
You
got
know,
some.
this just monster of a kid. He's probably a D1 eligible lineman. He's probably a senior in high school but can't play football right now or something crazy.
Yep.
Uh, so anyway, I'm getting in this thing, and I mean, we've got this thing as loose as possible, and it is tight as shit.
Oh yeah, I love. I
Because it
can't
is not
stand those freaking harnesses.
not meant for a big boy.
You have shorts
And
on?
I mean, no, I had jeans on.
That's good. The shorts are always a
Yeah,
little uncomfortable.
yeah, shorts are a little rough. Jeans ended up being bad enough. So anyway, the first part is just kind of like a big plastic wall with holes in it, different shapes. So you climb up the wall, not too bad. Uh, First obstacle, you're kind of walking across, like little ropes panels, not too bad. Now, the third obstacle
Is that the
is
rope
where
wall? The
no,
hanging?
that's the fourth one. This is the one before that. This is it's like a round cylinder, hanging, level, but it's just like hanging from two ropes, and there's 20 of them in a row, and you've got to go from
Oh
one
yeah.
cylinder to the other, walking down through these things, and you kind of go down and then back up. So Kristen's like through that, and halfway down, the spider wall before I even get to this one. She's flying through this thing.
Right.
Um, and I get through the first part of this one, all right. But then as you start to go back up it, where I'm so freaking heavy, I'm pulling this one down just enough that the one that's swinging in front is smacking the crap out of my shins every time it comes towards me. As I'm trying to slow my momentum down just enough to step to that one and move to it. So it's like my shins are getting just nailed every time. And then I step onto
Riding
one
a
of them.
ninja warrior.
Dude, no way. It gets so much worse. So I finally get to this is right past halfway. And I get up onto this next one. And when it swings backwards, it hooks over the one that's behind me.
Oh
And
god.
dude, I thought I was going down. I was like, oh
Yeah, I mean
shit.
you're in a harness, but yeah, you
I
don't want to
know,
be
but
that
it's
guy.
like, well, no, you don't want to be that guy. And it's just now, it's like up above the putt putt course. It's late afternoon.
Oh
It's
yeah,
starting to
everybody's
get
looking at
busy.
you.
It's starting to get busy. Everyone's looking at like, oh, look at the fat kid on the ropes course.
Uh,
So, I get through that one. Kristen, by this point, is at the zip line. Like she has negotiated, all 8 obstacles and is about to
Right.
zip line to the end. And I'm like, whew, all right, part 4. So part 4 is this huge, it's just a net sitting
Yeah, it's just a
vertical.
big net,
That's it. Um,
which is tough.
it's tough. And what I didn't realize, once again, as I should have realized, but in my brain, I'm not as heavy as I am, but I'm really that heavy. And I should have started one more rung up than I did because I wasn't taking into how much it was going to sag once I put my full weight onto it. So,
Yeah, it's meant for a middle schooler,
yeah, it's meant for a middle schooler, not a middle ager.
not
Uh,
a middle ager.
yeah. So I get about halfway through that thing, and dude, I'm toast. Fucking arms are, pardon. Ooh, you gotta bleep that one. My arms are toast, and and I feel like I'm just gonna fall off this thing. So I end up sitting my rear end on the other wire that's behind me, and I start just like sliding my way across this thing.
Nobody got a video of this?
No,
God.
no, unfortunately not. So I get across that one, and like I get like I go like 2 or 3 feet, and I'm just like, son of a, 2 or 3 feet. Ah. And I finally get up on this thing, and like I crawl up onto the like the little surrounding like walk around ledge, and I'm just sitting there. I lean my head back against the ball. I'm like, huh. I look down, and Kristen's like sitting crisscross applesauce, just staring
I was
at me.
gonna
And I'm like,
say
thanks, babe.
she's probably in the car, like ready to go.
She's down there, just sitting there, like, all right. So I
Wow.
get through the next 2 or 3 are fine. Once you got through those two, you could get through the other ones. But man, I thought I was done for on that freaking spider wall. So then I
Yeah, I
finally
remember
get to
Corey.
the
He went through it, struggled with it.
well, dude. The problem was where I was sagging just enough down that thing, dude. So much of my weight was actually on my harness, like my nuts were crushed. It was so like they were killing me. Like if
Oh,
I had
them
been wearing,
harnesses are terrible.
like I can't imagine like how bad it would have been if I'd been wearing shorts.
Oh, I know.
Like I'd have probably quite literally busted one. Oh, it was
I
so
always
bad.
sign out. I'm not in. I'm out on the rock wall. We go somewhere and they're like, oh, look, they got a rock wall. Yeah.
Nope.
So the Whitewater Center
I
there,
finally.
it's got a wall where you just fall into the water. Like there is no harness. I'm in on that.
I see. I've, I've, I've done, I've done the ropes course there. I did that when I was working for the last company I worked for. We had a managers training event in Charlotte for
Yeah.
North and South Carolina. So we all went to the Whitewater Center. That wasn't long after it was first really, really popular.
Yeah, it's a sweet place.
So it was like 9 years ago, I think.
So did you do putt putt before or after?
Yeah, we did it before.
Oh, that's good.
Thank God. I was done by the time I got off that thing. I leaned back and just rode that zip line across, and then that big huge high school kid's just waiting there. He's like, "Did you have fun?" I was like, "Buddy, that thing ain't built for you and me." And we just
Yeah,
sat
does
there
it
and
look like
laughed.
I had fun?
I was like, it was fun, not for the family jewels, but it was fun. Oh no, take me home. I need a beer.
So they have they've got the axe throw in there, and it's Mr. Stubbies. Love that. Love that. Yeah, Mr. Stubbies.
We need to we
I
need to
hadn't
come
done the
down.
axe throw in there.
Actually, I think there's coupons in that thing for the axe throwing too. We need to come down and us all do that.
Yeah, they serve beer in there. They got a little bar in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 19th hole or
Yep,
whatever.
19th hole, the wine
Yeah,
and beer garden.
yeah, Mr. Stubbies. Yeah.
I'll admit, like they don't have a huge spot of land, but like they use it pretty well. It's all packed in there pretty good.
Oh
And
yeah, my kids
it's a
love it.
sweet putt putt course.
We always seem to want to go over there when it's 1,000 degrees in June, and you can't escape none of that out there.
Yeah, it was
I don't know
great. I
why,
think
but
we were like the second set of people when we got there, so we just kind of cruised on through everything. It wasn't super crowded. It was nice.
sweet.
Nice little late afternoon birthday date for the lady,
All right,
so she could
so
laugh at me struggle.
oh yeah, I can't believe we didn't get a video of that. We got to work on that. We got to get some more videos.
I know. I feel like the highlight reel is dragging.
The YouTube channel. We need to do that.
HVAC R&D YouTube.
Yep.
Yes.
Riding on the ropes
Prank
course.
Wars 2020.
Yeah, that's all that would be on there. No HVAC on there.
We need to start filming pallet jack races.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
a great idea. All right, you got anything?
I think I'm tapped out.
Good
Ropes
for one.
course. Yeah, the ropes course did it to me today. Done. A few
So
more
we'll get
points
some.
toward gold.
I'll get
Thank
some
you, Go
training
365.
in. We'll see. Get 365. We'll get some training in tomorrow and Thursday, and maybe come on here and talk about that. Maybe we'll get Zach on here.
I know. We need to get him back in here.
Do a monthly follow up of Zach. See what he's been into.
Oh, it's
I
been
don't think
an
he sleeps
interesting
much
month.
with his little. He's got that new baby.
Yep.
Man, I remember those days. Oof. You don't remember those days.
Nope. I do not.
It goes so quick, though, man. Jeez.
Kristen helped so much with her little sister because her little sister was born when she was 12. So she's went through, she's kind of went through the newborn phase a little bit. She's done it as a kid, but I haven't ever, I've been around friends and a lot of their kids when they were, newborns, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's rough, but it goes quick. You blink and it's like, dang, he's 15. Sweet. Not sweet. Like crap.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to HVAC R&D. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you back here next time.